Yes people, welcome back to another video with CMDAV, and I got another banger for you. Today we're doing the story time of Dale Jackson. Before you start, make sure you drop a like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you comment what you want to see next. Fun fact, I did not know Dale's surname was Jackson before this video. I learned something new today, and you probably learned something new today as well, because if I didn't know, you probably didn't know. Let's get into the vid. In episode 11 of season 10, Dale makes his first appearance to the schoolhouse and is greeted by Maggie. He doesn't say anything to her, but tells his coach that this place is a bit of a dump. He's holding onto his bike. His coach explains that he's only focused on long distance cycling. Dale meets Vaughn and still hasn't spoken yet. His coach is moving like his spokesman, saying that he's solely there to train. During break, Maggie asks Dale if he'd rather play football with Lenny and Darren. Dale says no, and he gets angry at them for hitting their ball at his bike. Scott starts to mess with Dale's bike after Dale dismisses him in episode 12. Most have heard him speak. Scott takes his bike, which leads to Dale pushing him off it, damaging both Scott and the bike. Dale only cares about the latter. Kevin helps him fix the bike. Vaughn calls on Dale to be the picture boy for the bike event. During lunch, on the phone to his coach, Dale is explaining how he didn't go for a proper ride out, and Lenny overhears that and tells him that it's not that deep as he only missed one session, but Dale explains that he needs to hit his targets. Lenny's like, "You mean Danny's targets?" Lenny asks Dale if he's eaten his food and offers to have it if he doesn't want it, which Dale gives to him. Lenny asks Dale if he wants to be training buddies, but Dale rejects him because he's a lone wolf. My words, not his. Towards the end of the episode, Scott stole Dale's bike again, and luckily nothing is wrong with it, so he warns Scott he was lucky or else he would have done it, but Lenny calms him down. Dale thanks Lenny and asks if he wants to be his training buddy. Dale tells Lenny to move to Carrie, but he isn't feeling it. Maggie gives Dale the custom high protein low carb meal, and he gives the food away since he's not hungry. During training, Dale collapses and Lenny asks if he's alright and goes to get someone. Dale says it's alright not to get anyone. Dale is practicing intensely for his trial in episode 16, but he's behind on his time. He gets angry, saying that that's what he's been working on. Danny tells him to focus on the trial for the place on the team. Dale gets back to the schoolhouse and is forced to sit down to have breakfast by Maggie. Later on, in his mock exam, Dale is focusing on the trial and his cycling technique. Marco tells him to stop disrupting the exam, but Dale tells him he's disrupting it instead. Dale gets onto him and then leaves since he doesn't have time for it today. Marco chases him and tells him to focus on something other than the trial, but Dale got that tunnel vision. Marco tells him to get back in, but Dale says mate me, then leaves. Lenny sees Dale training and tells him to rest up, but Dale's still trying to make that time up. He finally gets a faster time. Lenny tells him to eat a little, but Dale's like nah. In a heart-to-heart with Lenny, Dale confesses that he was into drinking and drugs but stopped because of cycling and he's never going back. Just before his trial, Maggie has something to say to Dale, but Danny says can it wait as they're about to start. She says that she just wants to see how he is, and her and Lenny wish him good luck. Dale gets his time, and as he's about to stop, he passes out. Maggie goes to him saying that she knows he's been avoiding meals and that he's got a problem with food, which is dangerous. Dale looks to Lenny for backing, but Lenny can't even lie for him. Maggie says she has to let the team know while Dale is begging since he'll lose his place. The end of the episode, Maggie says she knows he's hurting and he hates her, but she's gonna help him get on the team. At the start of episode 17, at the doctor's, Dale is gaining weight and progressing well. Dale asks if he can cycle again, but the doctor says no, as it's when his psychologist agrees. Later on, Dale finds out that his bike has been repossessed from the club, which leads to him making a scene in front of everyone. This leads to him destroying his bike and seems to be in a downward spiral. Dale starts to act out as he locks Marco in the storage cupboard and is sent to the cooler by Guy. Dale gets run up by Marco saying that he should be in the cooler. Dale says he got bored. When I say run up as in if it was outside. The final stunt of the day, Dale steals Maggie's car and takes Lenny for a joyride. He's driving like a madman and acts demented as he's driving towards a brick wall and stops at the last second. The next episode picks up with Dale crashing the same car and running back to the schoolhouse, sneaking in so no one knows he was out. Maggie goes to Dale saying that he missed his counselling, but Dale says he missed it on purpose as he thinks it's a waste of time. He throws his food away, getting angry, storming off. Vaughn asks Dale about therapy and eating. Earlier in the lesson, Dale related himself to Spider-Man, and Vaughn tells him in order to start riding again, he has to want to, same way Spider-Man had to want to start saving people again. Lenny catches Dale smoking. He tells him that they found Maggie's car and asks whether he knew anything about it. Dale lies, saying that he didn't touch the car. Later on, Lisa walks into Dale smoking and joins him. We already know where this is going. Dale tells Lisa not to mention smoking to Lenny as he doesn't approve. She asks does it matter what Lenny thinks, but Dale says it doesn't matter, but Lenny is the only real friend he's had as he felt as bad as he did when he didn't make the cycle team. Lisa asks how he feels now and he says numb. Lisa proceeds to kiss him. Guess what happens next? Lenny walks in on Dale and Lisa in bed. Later on, Lenny confronts Dale for all his behaviours. Let me add, this is the next day. He says messing around, smoking trees and crashing Maggie's car wasn't enough, he had to go do his sister too. Dale says Lisa's not that innocent. Lenny drops his bag and tells him to watch his mouth. Dale gives Lenny a free shot. Lenny tells him he doesn't want him anywhere near him or his sister. Dale climbs the top of the roof and is walking around the edge. Lenny realizes he's up on the roof. Lenny runs up and tells him not to do anything stupid. Dale says he's not trying to kill himself and that he's just trying to feel something. Then he brings him down. Dale explains how he feels like he's been having a downward spiral since the trial. In the office, Dale comes clean about how he's been feeling to Vaughn and Maggie. He said how he's been in terms of behaviour, he doesn't want to be that person anymore. He said he'll sort himself out, start eating, and that the council said that there's a place he can go to for a bit. At the end of the episode, Dale says he's gonna get well and come back. We last see Dale in episode 20 making a return with a mini speech, explaining how he took a few wrong turns and how Waterloo Road helped him. This helped Waterloo Road stay open, well George did, but it is what it is. Make sure you hit the like button, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you comment down what you thought of Dale as a character and what you thought of the video, and let me know what you want to see as the next video. Stay safe my people, peace.